is Katya Vladislavleva. I am CEO and Chief Data Scientist at DataStories. So I was trained as a mathematician. I do data science. Complex systems modeling is my specialty. But about 80% of my time I deal with people. My strategic insight to share with you, risking of being obvious, but is as follows. There is a massive, significant value in dollars and productivity to gain from AI, but I say that it will only be sustainable, the value can only be secured if this AI is human-centric. It is all about humans. It is easy to buy technology, it is not easy to change the behavior, and this is why we need to have AI solutions, machine learning solutions, which are not a black box, but are interpretable and owned by the operators. Only then it will all fly. So my company, DataStories, is an analytics software company. We joined 2 years ago partners in performance. What we offer, our product is based on machine learning and AI. We call it virtual processing experts. These are what we call your operator partners every day. Maybe what makes it somewhat different is that they are owned by the team. So they are owned by the operators, fully internalized, and they're changing all the time because everything is changing, every plant is changing all the time, and they are updating and giving recommendations on which set points to change at each moment across, just online. So if we talk about processing, metal or mineral processing, just basic, maybe average values of improvement that we can see is 3 to 6% recovery improvement without losses on throughput. And maybe the most important, I think this is the biggest value from analytics, is 60% plus variability reduction. So we want to use AI to make our processes stable. You might be wondering, yes, it worked for someone else, but would it work for me? I have a very special plant setup. I have a very unique commercial constraints. I have very special people, and there is a very high complexity. We have these 3 maybe tips on how do we judge whether AI and analytics would be of value for a plant. And the first one is, the question is it valuable to increase your output? It is either yield, or it is throughput, or it is grade. Is there a substantial monetary value to gain if we improve the outputs? The second one is there substantial variability now? I see it all the time. We do not change anything. We do not change anything in our plant, but from one day to another, recovery changes by like 3, 4, 6%. Why is that? Because there are fundamental changes in critical process parameters that ultimately impact output, KPIs, and this causes variability. So we know what are the main variability causes. Head grade changes all the time, environment changes all the time, right? And what we say, operators like to operate. Different processing teams may have different approaches of managing head grade variability. So this all contributes to process instabilities. And we know how to run highly stable plants optimized for value through. And the last one is the process complex enough? We all know the relationships and correlations from metallurgical books, but the reality is very often a lot more complex, and multi-factor combinations may not be linear at all. So if your brilliant engineers cannot just solve it, if the problem is non-obvious, if all these 3 things are true, the plant is a great candidate for data and analytics, provided the data is being measured.